Hello, welcome back internet people, and let's talk Granblue Fantasy Relink. For those of you who may not know, the demo for Granblue Fantasy, which is coming out February 1st by the way, they dropped a demo not so long ago. The reason why I haven't been talking about it is because I've actually been playing it non-stop because it's freaking fantastic, which we're going to be getting into in this video. If you want to be sure to see more gaming content in the future, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And without further ado, let's begin. Granblue Fantasy Relink is an upcoming action role-playing game by Games as part of the Granblue Fantasy franchise. The game is scheduled for release on PS4, PS5, and Windows on February 1st, 2024. In the demo, they allow you to play a tutorial mission using Gran. He's like kind of like the protagonist of the game from what I understand. I have not played any of the Gran series, by the way. This is my first time entering into it, and so far I love what I've been seeing. In the tutorial, you learn fairly quickly. You can jump, dodge, block, attack, and you have special abilities. Each character can have up to 4 special abilities on them at one time. In the demo, each character from the roster of 10 has 5 abilities that you can choose from, and I'm fairly certain that in the full game, you're going to either be unlocking new abilities, whether like you find them, or maybe if there's like a skill tree that you can put points into unlocking new abilities for certain characters, because you can level characters all the way up to level 100. They also give you access to a small part of the story, about 20 minutes. I am guessing it's probably in the first half hour to first hour of the game, where you have a little bit of exploration, a bit of combat in the exploration. Find out that the story is actually quite linear. I'm thinking that you're not going to get a big open world, but instead we are going to be getting missions, right? Where you go from island to island, and every time you're on an island, you get a map. Whether that map is handcrafted or procedurally generated, I am not aware. Each area is kind of gonna be like its separate dungeon, where you have to get to the end, fight the boss, so you can then progress the story. Granblue Fantasy takes place in the Sky Realm, a world where myriads of islands float in a great blue expanse. Take your role as captain of the Skyfaring crew, joined by a scrappy little dragon named Vern and a young girl with mysterious powers named Lyra. Together you sail with a colorful cast of crewmates, including kings and misfits alike, for Elestia, a fabled island beyond the end of the sky. In the Zigagran Skydome, islands are guarded by a powerful creature known as Primal Beast, and winds carry of a secretive organization known as the Church of Avia. Unveil a web of intrigue reaching far beyond the borders of Zigagran and engage in a battle for the fate of the Sky Realm itself. From the demo, you can see that the game is kind of like Monster Hunter Worlds meets an anime game. You have the same mission structure where you have a hub area, you start a mission, you prepare before the mission, and then you go out and you fight the monster. You have a certain amount of time limit for you to fight the monster in the hopes of it dropping gear, so that you can forge better equipment so that you can fight stronger monsters. The big difference between Granblue Fantasy and Monster Hunter is the speed of the game. Granblue Fantasy is leagues faster than Monster Hunter. I would nearly say that Granblue Fantasy is at the same speed of an action game. Obviously, we're not on the same level of something like Devil May Cry, but we're not that far off from maybe God of War 2018 when it comes to the speed of your character's actions. Once you have completed the story, you are free to explore the side quest content, and this is where the bulk of the game is going to be happening. Games said that the story is going to take roughly 20 to 25 hours to complete, but you're going to have over 100 side missions, and these side missions are going to vary from horde modes to fighting bosses. I'm really hoping that we're going to have some type of dungeon or some type of raid boss, maybe more than 4 people fighting the boss at the same time. For now, we do have a maximum of a party of 4. When you're playing by yourself, you can solo a dungeon if you'd like a boss, or you can have those 3 other characters be CPUs. Unfortunately, unlike the Tales of Arise series, you cannot swap characters mid-combat. So whoever you do choose, just keep that in mind that whoever you're choosing is going to be the same person for the duration of the combat. Once you complete the story, you're going to have the option to complete 3 side quests, which you can complete with any of the 10 characters at your disposal. Honestly, more games need to do this. Just drop a demo before the release. Just to it shows us that you're confident in the product. Because if Games told me that nothing is going to change from the demo to the full release of the game, I'd be happy because the game is clean. I did not see any latency in my attacks, even when I was playing with other people. When I'm there with other characters, other people playing, and there's absolutely zero latency between me and my partners and my teammates, it goes a long way to show how much I actually trust into developers, because I didn't have to drop $70 to test out a game. More developers need to act like side games, which is crazy because Granblue Fantasy started as a mobile game and now they are the ones leading the way in the gaming industry. More companies have to put out demos for their game. The 3 missions that you're able to complete, one is a horde mode and the 2 others are bosses. So far, I really enjoy the gameplay because of how unique every single character is. In the beginning, I thought that this was going to be a Monster Hunters meets Genshin Impact type of vibe. To my to my confusion, it is actually going to be a full game. $70, you get the full game. There's going to be, I believe, 3 DLC and possible future support in the future, only if the community wants. The thing that is holding me back, however, is those 3 missions. 1 horde and then 2 bosses, or the type of missions that we're going to be getting only going to be horde missions, only boss missions, because as much fun as it is, I do enjoy trying to find the boss in the Monster Hunter franchise. Let me be clear, I find it extremely annoying having to chase the boss around the map. However, I do like the idea of having to find the boss. At least if we had a couple of dungeons in the game, that could definitely increase longevity to the game. Don't get me wrong, I love the Monster Hunter mechanic, but what I really liked about Monster Hunter Worlds was the fact that I was dropped in an area and had to find the boss in that area. He wasn't just there immediately. Do I think we need arena bosses? 100%. Do I believe that we need complete levels where we're fighting monsters and we're managing resources to eventually get to the boss at the end of that dungeon? Absolutely, and I think that would greatly increase the longevity of the game. I know there aren't a lot of resources to manage, but if you maybe have a cooking system, maybe more items or something like that, so that these raid dungeons, these dungeons that take more time to accomplish, you actually have to think before you can just spend whatever healing items you're gonna spend. That is going to be it for today's video, guys. Granblue Fantasy Relink is coming out in about 2 weeks. I'm super excited. I've never been in this series before. This is my first time jumping in. If you guys know anything about it, let me know in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to playing and learning all these characters. If you guys would like to see me do some breakdowns of the characters, let me know. I would be super happy to make some character breakdown videos, and this is going to be like a character breakdown video of the mechanics of the characters. I know nothing about the Granblue Fantasy franchise whatsoever. Be sure to like, share, comment, internet people, and for those of you who didn't like the video, well, remember, at the end of the day, I'm just some guy on the internet, and I'll see you next time. Peace.